Hey there, everyone. I wasn't planning on doing another video so soon, but I just came across this here, and this here is a can of celluloid. It's 8mm, or rather Super 8, because it's sound. Super 8 sound film, and they used to be they were very expensive. It was a very expensive hobby back in the late 60s, early 70s. I guess it was, yeah. I guess it must have been the late 60s into the early 70s. You know, this is way before videotape. And like I said, it was a very expensive hobby. Because they used to come 3-minute films. And this is I don't know how many, maybe 3 or 4 or something like that, edited together. And this particular one is, you got to be careful. Let me get it back in the can without having it get ruined, or I don't want to rip anything. Well, the beginning is leadway. It's a lot of white blank, so you don't, and then it starts. And what this is I think it was probably 1974, maybe, or sometime around there, or maybe a little before. And it's Bob Hope he taped a TV special in Central Park in Manhattan, here in New York, and his guest was Jackie Gleason in that one. So me and some friends of mine went, because we used to, me and a handful of friends. It was me and my friend John Canigliaro, who recently passed, Philip Labasco, who also recently passed. I did a couple of videos about them, so I won't go into that again. If you look at my videos, you'll find it, yours truly reminiscing about some childhood friends. Those videos are titled. And it was me, John, Philip, and occasionally my friend Freddie Wagner, his brother Craig Wagner, would come with us. Me, John, Philip, and Craig were the only ones that would go, hop the train and go into Manhattan. Everyone else in the neighborhood would not leave the neighborhood. They were actually afraid to go into Manhattan. And we had balls. We were the crazy ones. We did anything. And so I think, if I remember correctly, all of us were here. And me, John, Philip, and Craig. I know Philip is here. I know for sure, and I'm glad, because I posted some Marx Brothers homemade movies that we made, and it was only me and another friend of ours, Paulie Hines. Get well, Paulie. Get well soon. I hope you feel better. My lifelong friend, Paulie Hines, who played Groucho, and John Canigliaro, the guy I'm talking about, was Chico, and I was Harpo, and we made a couple of homemade, Marx Brothers films, and they're on YouTube. If you just type in Vic Martino homemade movies, they'll all come up. But well, I don't know if you really want to sit and watch those. They're not very good. I mean, we were kids, But I know Philip is here. I remember Philip being here. And John must have been here, because he was always coming into Manhattan whenever I went into Manhattan. And I know Craig was here too. So I got to get this put on digital, because this is the only film I have now with all of us. The Manhattanites. The Brooklynites who always went into Manhattan. And I know we were all here at this Bob Hope taping in Central Park. And I filmed it, and at that time, like I said, there was no videotape. Now I've since have it on DVD, well, I might have it on video first, and I probably have it on DVD as well. And now, got Blu-rays. But at that time, this was all you had. I mean, to film something. And so I went and filmed it, and this is it. And we were there, and I know I filmed us. So I might get this on, DVD or whatever, digital too, just because they're there to have something of them and put it online. So yeah, Philip's sister Camilla will be happy to hear I do have your brother on film, and it's at this Bob Hope show that was recorded in Central Park in 1974. So there you go. All right, folks. Hey, listen, I'm glad I got some good responses from some of those videos I did recently, reminiscing about my friends, and one I did about I forgot what the main topic was, but I was talking about acting, and, and I talk off the cuff, so I might say things like I said, if you're too good. I was talking about directors. I'm not talking about directors like Martin Scorsese. I was talking about directors that, were on the fringe and weren't very good. And I was warning actors, try to stay away from these other actors who cast you in their, a film they're making. And besides acting in it, they also direct. They wrote it, they're directing it, they're producing it, and they cast themselves as the lead actor. I said to try to avoid guys like that because, it's an ego trip. It's a vanity project. But I said, if you're too good, of course they want you to be good. They want everybody to be good. It makes their movie better. If you're bad, they're not going to want you. But if you're too good, I said they'll edit you out. I didn't mean they'll edit you out completely, but they'll edit your scenes down because they don't want you, stealing the show from them. See, what these guys don't realize, a lot of the guys I was talking about, like I said, the fringe directors, that it's all about the ensemble, okay? The ensemble is what makes even you look better. It's teamwork. For example, I Love Lucy. Even though Lucille Ball was the lead, Desi Arnaz, Ricky Ricardo was very important. And, Vivian Vance as Ethel, William Frawley as her husband Fred. It was an ensemble. The Honeymooners, Jackie Gleason was the lead, the star, but he always gave Ed Norton, Art Carney, 90% of the credit for the show being successful, who played Ed Norton. But of course it was Gleason, because Gleason, was the main guy. I mean, he had the scenes with Alice, his wife, Audrey Meadows, his wife, and Ed Norton. So he was the main, but it was an ensemble. It was Jackie Gleason as Ralph Cramden, Art Carney as Ed Norton, Audrey Meadows as Alice, and of course it was Trixie Joyce Randolph, but she was lesser of it was an ensemble, okay? An ensemble. Seinfeld. It's not just Jerry Seinfeld. It's an ensemble. Any successful show, it's not just focused on one guy. It's the ensemble. That's what makes the show good, or that's what makes a movie good, if it's an ensemble movie. If you're just, if your ego gets in the way and you're just focusing on yourself, it's not going to be as good. So what these guys got to learn, 2 words, and they both start with E. Ego and ensemble. Keep the ego out of it and concentrate on the ensemble, and you'll have a successful project. Anyway, okay, so that's all I really have for today. I'm glad you like the videos I make, but you let me know by like messaging me, or online here on Facebook or wherever online, because these also go on YouTube. But when I'm here on Facebook, I put them on Facebook as well, and people will message me on Facebook. They really like the video, whatever. Or friends of mine, they text me on my cell phone. It would be nice if you put the comment on the video so people could see the praises. All right, and I think it helps the more people watching or commenting or liking, more people will see the video. Anyway, all right, that's about it for today. You all have a nice weekend, and until the next video, well, it's not evening, it's still daytime, but just for the sake of the sign off, good evening, friends.